Composition of functions and the inverse of functions. What are these? The inverse will come out of compositions only. So before that, we need to understand the composition also. Operations on functions. We started with the set theory. Then we formed the relation, that is the ordered pair, and with certain condition and with restriction, there are functions. What all we can do with a function? What are the operations we can perform on a function? What is a composite function? We are combining two functions. Composite function is combining a function within another function. So it is f of gx. It is also written as fog x. That means we have a function fx. There is a function gx. We are compositing it. That is, we are putting gx in place of x for fx, or we are putting fx in place of x for gx. So f of gx, that is fog x, f of gx you can write, fog x you can write. What are the operations possible on a function? As we have the relation operations. Similarly, we have operations on functions. If I take two numbers, for example, a and b. So we have certain operation, algebraic operation, a plus b, a minus b, a divided by b, a multiplied by b. Similarly, when we have two separate functions or multiple functions even, fx plus gx you can write like f plus gx you can also write. This is the sum. Differences, the subtraction. This is how you write the sum and this is how you write the difference. fx minus gx or f minus gx. Product is the multiplication, dot in between, fx dot gx, or you can also write it as f dot gx. This is how you write. The thing remains the same. You actually multiply these two. Quotient is division. fx divided by gx or f by g of x. f by g of x. Composite functions means, within another function we are putting another function. Operation function or operation of notation will give you a single expression. Let us start with add and subtract function. We have fx and gx, for example, here. So we have fx plus gx. Take first one, take the second one, just add them. And this is a simple polynomial addition. Simple polynomial addition. So 3x square and 2x square will form 5x square. 7x subtraction of x, 7x minus x is 6x, and negative of 1. f minus gx, take 2 and subtract them. That is 3x squared plus 7x minus 2x squared minus x minus 1. Just change the sign and do the similar way the algebraic expressions are formed, or the similar x terms, they are added or subtracted. Multiply and divide functions. So we have one function, say as a or b or some as fx and gx, and just multiply them, fx into gx. So just multiply these two functions normally which we multiply. So 3x squared into x, what do you get? 3x cubed. Then minus 2x into x, you get minus 2x squared. 1 into x, you get x. Then once it is done, multiply everything with negative 4. So 3x squared minus 4 multiplication is minus 12x squared. Minus 2x into minus 4 is 8x. And then 1 into negative 4 is negative 4. Now the similar terms, same term or similar term, you just add them or subtract them, whichever is possible. So 3x cubed will remain like this. Minus 2x square minus 12x square will be minus 14x square. X and 8x will be 9x and negative 4 will remain there. Division is simple division of two algebraic expression, two polynomials you can say. So this is x. This is the result will come. So just for completion, let me just do it right now. Basically, we are not discussing this right now, but just for completion. So we have x minus 4 here, 3x square minus 2x plus 1. So for that, 3x square, we need 3x here. So 3x into x is 3x square. Negative 4 into 3x is minus 12x. Change the sign. That is, you are subtracting them. And this gets cancelled. This is 12 minus 2, that is 10x, and plus 1 remains the same. Okay, now we need 10x. How do we do this 10x? For that, we need 10 to be multiplied, and that has to be a positive. So plus 10. So 10 into x minus 4 you have to do. 10x and negative of 4 into 10, that is minus 40. Now change the sign, you're subtracting them. Cancel this. 1 plus 40 is 41. So how do you write this? 3x plus 10. And then you have this 41, the remainder, and divided by x minus 4. Composites of function. As we know that putting one function inside another is the composite of function. Fog x. So we have fx and gx, and we have to find out fog x and gof x. There are two more. We can find or evaluate fof x also, that is f of fx. This is also possible. Sometimes this is also asked. Then g o gx, that is gog x. G of gx, this is also sometimes asked. These are also the operations, but the way is same. The way you have to do is absolutely same. So fog x is basically f of gx. So you have to put gx inside fx. So take gx and put wherever x is there in f, put gx in place of x. That is, wherever you have x in your fx, put gx. So put 2x minus 1 in place of x square x in the fx. And just open it. You know a plus b whole square is this a square plus b square plus 2ab. So you get this expression. This is just a simplified expression. G O f x. So g of fx. Now you have to take this fx and put it inside gx. So take this fx, wherever this x is in gx, put this fx inside this. Now in this 3x square minus x plus 4, you have to put at every x 2x minus 1, because this is g of fx. Take 2x minus 1, or take this x, and in place of x you have to put 3x square minus x plus minus 4, and you will get this expression. Now composites of a function set, how do you do this? F of gx fog x. So see here, I'll do one of these. F of gx. Now start with the first one. You have to take all the domain values. So gx is what? Gx, the first value is what? You are talking about gx here. So you have to take all the domain value. That is the first value. So 5. Let us take the 5. So g5 you have to take in place of x. But what is the value of g5? In this 5 comma 7, x, if you say the ordered pair, x comma gx you can write, or x comma y you can write. Y is g5 only. So y is fx, y is gx. So this g5, when you put 5 inside g, you will get 7. Because if you put, say, y equals x plus 1, you put x as 1, y will be 2. Similarly, in this gx function, when you put 5, you will get 7 as the output. So this is your x and this is y. You put x and then you got y. So this g5 will eventually give you 7. g5 is essentially equal to 7. Now you put this 7, or you take this 7 and find out the value of y. That is, f7 is 3. I'll tell you one more. Let me just show these all for you, and then I'll just take the another one, which is gof x. Same way, there is no difference. This will run the same way. So gof x. So g of fx. So this is gof x, g of fx. So first of all, we have to take all the domain values of fx. What is the value of x? First values, 7. All the values, 7, 5, 9, 11. All we are going to take. The first value is 7. This ordered pair is x comma y. If you put 7, f7, that is in the function of fx, if you put 7, you are going to get 3. That is, in the function fx, if you put value of x, you have to get y. So when you put s in fx, 7, you get 3. So in place of f7, you have to write 3. And how about g? Now you have to put 3 in place, 3, wherever it is, 3. So now what is g3? When we put 3 inside this gx, The output is 5. This is 5. So 5 is the answer. So these are all the values. Now I'll just tell you about this undefined, why this undefined has come. You need to understand this also. Why this undefined has come? G of fx we are going to find. We have to take all the domain values as I said. But for certain domain values, this GOFX is not valid. How? I want to do G of f9. So for f9 is 8. If you put a 9 here, it will be f9 is 8. So G8. Now find 8 here. If you take the domain of G, you only have 5, 3, 7 and 9. So 5, 3, 7 and 9 is the domain. But there is no value G, there is no value 8 here. So how do you find Y when you don't have even X here? That is why it is undefined. Coming to inverse functions and relation. What is an inverse function? The relation where you switch the domain and range values. Inverse is essentially for a mirror, it's basically a mirror value. So the value of X, that is the set 1, which is we are calling it as a domain, and the mapped set, which is the set Y or B you say, all the values are called codomain. So the values which are being mapped are called range. All the values on the Y set are totally domain, but the only values which are mapped from X to Y, that is the value of Y which are mapped, that are called range. So in these 4, just assume that 2 are mapped, 2 are not. So 2 is the range, 2 of the value will be in range, but all the 4 values will be in codomain. Codomain is all the values. So if it would have been 1, 2, 5, 6, if we combine this, or we have just mapped 1 to 5, so 1, 2, 5, 6 will be codomain, 1, 2, 5 will be range. So whenever we talk about inverse relation, we talk about one-to-one function. Then only domain can be converted to range and range can be converted to domain. So we need to have one-to-one function. Inverse, that is how we are saying that domain and range can be easily exchanged for an inverse relation. So for fx is a function, the inverse is represented by f inverse x. Fx is a function, f inverse x is gx. If f and g, one is f inverse, let us call f inverse as g. So if f and g are inverses, if we say that these two functions, that f is an inverse of g and g is an inverse of f. This is only possible when fa equals b and gb equals a. When they are inverses, that is, if you put the value of a in function f, you get b. And if you put the value of b in function g, you have to get a. You'll understand it just now. The only thing I am trying to suggest here is I am trying to change the value of domain and range. So f of gx has to be x, or g of fx is x. That is, fog x is x, composite function is x, and gof is also x. F and g are inverses of each other. One is f, g is actually f inverse. So fog x and gof x. Basically, you are finding f of f inverse. We're just saying g is f inverse. So fog x should be x, and gof x, that is f inverse operation, f inverse composition of f should be x. What are the steps to find inverses? So what do? We know that y is equal to fx. So we replace fx with y. First step is replace fx with y. Then we interchange the value of x and y. Wherever x is there, we'll change to y, and wherever y is there, we change to x. Now we'll solve for y. And now we'll replace this y, or we'll say whatever y is the only f inverse, and f inverse x is y only. Let me tell you again, for a function to have an inverse, it has to be a one-to-one function, and that is done through the horizontal line test. Horizontal line test, as we earlier saw, vertical line test will show us whether a graph is a function or whether it is a function or not. But one-to-one means every value of x or the set 1 or set X or set A is mapped to set B, only one matching. That is, if the one set is the boyfriend set, the other is the girlfriend set, only one boyfriend will have only one girlfriend, or conversely, one girlfriend will only have one boyfriend. This is 1 to 1. If something is remaining, don't worry. If one girl is remaining on the Y set, doesn't matter. But it has to have a 1 to 1 mapping from X to Y. How to check this? This is we check using the horizontal line test. Until we find out that it is a 1 to 1, we won't be able to talk about inverse. Because we have to interchange the domain and range. Domain and range will be interchanged for an inverse function. That is, if we just take this scenario, when we take the inverse, it will be two girlfriends having one boyfriend. And it is in for a definition of function, one x value cannot have two y values. One x value cannot have y value, because ultimately when we take the inverse, we will interchange this two set. A will become B set, B will become A set. So now when we take this scenario, this is not a function. A girlfriend cannot have two boyfriend if you reverse this. So what we have to check before even talking about inverse, we have to check that whether it is 1 to 1 or not. So this is horizontal line and it travels or it traverses vertically. So this is a horizontal line, it traverses vertically, and every time we check whether it cuts the graph in more than 1 point. If it cuts or if it intersects the graph in more than 2 points or more than 1 point, then it is not 1 to 1. For example, see here, this is the y value. For this graph, we have 2x values which is giving 2x values which is giving a single y value. That is, one boyfriend, another boyfriend, they both have a single girlfriend. And this is not 1 to 1. One girlfriend cannot have two boyfriends, one boyfriend cannot have two girlfriends. This is not possible in 1 to 1. Now this function, let me take one more, inverse. Let us take the inverse. Let us say one more, horizontal test. Now you see here, this particular graph is passing the horizontal line test. It is only intersecting in 1 point. It should not intersect on more than one. But the problem is, it is not crossing the pencil test. That is vertical line test. It is giving you 2 points. So it is failing again. That is, x is giving you two y values, or you can say y is having two values. Let me reiterate. A girlfriend cannot have two boyfriend. Two boyfriend cannot have one girlfriend. Okay. How to find out the inverse of ordered pair relation? Just change the position. 7 3 will become 3 7, 5 3 will become 3 5, 9 8 will be 8 9, 11 4 will be 4 11. This will be 7 5, 5 3, 9 7 and 11 9. Right? Now the first function has something which I want you to tell me. What is the situation here? Whether it is going to form a proper function or not. How to find an inverse function? So this function fx is equal to negative half x plus 1. What is the first step? We replace fx with y. So I am writing y for fx. Y equals minus half x plus 1. Now change the position of x and y. Make x as y, y as x. First step was we wrote y for fx. Second step is x should be replaced by y, y should be replaced by x. So this is our second step. Now third step is solve for y, and that y will be only our inverse. So let us solve it for y. I am multiplying 2 every side, and I just have to have y on one side and others on other side. So what do you get? You get y equals 2 minus 2x, so you can write minus 2x plus 2 also. This y is your f inverse x. This is your inverse. This is your f inverse. This will be negative 2x plus 2. So this also will do step by step. Just replace gx with y, because it is fx gx same thing. So now replace x with y, y with x. Now we have to find y here, and that y will be your inverse, that is g inverse x. So now you just have to have y on one side and others on another side. So y is your g inverse x. G inverse x. So this is 2x plus 4. These are two functions. How do we find out that these two are inverses of each other or not? There are two methods. The first method is fx is equal to 5x plus 10. Assume fx to be y. So y equals 5x plus 10. Now interchange x and y value. I am placing x as y and y as x. So this is x equal to y 5y plus 10. Now solve for y. So 5y will be x minus 10 and y will be equal to x by 5 minus 10 by 5, so that will be 2. So I'm just solving it for y because y will be essentially be our inverse and it should be gx. See, f inverse x is gx, that is what we have to check. So what do we get? F inverse x is gx only. So these two, fx and gx, are basically inverses because gx is nothing but f inverse x, which we found out from here. So these two are inverses. There is another method. F of gx or g of fx should come as x. That is the composite of f of gx, fog x or gof x should give you x. So how do we do this? F of gx, let us find out. Now take this gx and put it inside fx. Take this x by 5 minus 2 and put it in the place of 5x plus 10x. So when we solve this, 5 gets cancelled, this it only remain x, 5 minus 2 is 10, 10 gets cancelled, you get x. So this is x. Yes, they are inverses. You can check for gof also. 1-to-1 is horizontal line test. So in order to find out inverse, first we have to check whether it is 1-to-1. So how to find out 1-to-1? See, fx is equal to under root x minus 2. So y will be equal to under root x minus 2. Now we'll make a table. I'm not making it. I'm just telling you how to do this. You have to graph a function. You have to plot this x, y values will be plotted and a freehand flowing graph you can make. Now you see here. This is our graph of fx equals under root x minus 2. When we have this graph, we will apply the horizontal line test. When we apply the horizontal line test, it has to give us only one intersection, otherwise it will be many to one. We need to have 1-to-1. So if we see horizontal line test, it will only intersect at one point, and this gives you that it is going to be 1-to-1. So this is a horizontal line, and if you see here, there is one point only it is intersecting. This is 1-to-1. Now we can talk about inverse for this function. Now let us come to the another function, fx equals x squared minus 4. And if you see this horizontal line, it intersects 2 points. So this is not 1-to-1. We cannot even talk about inverse. This is not 1-to-1. Inverse is only possible when the function is 1-to-1. Okay guys, this is all about this discussion. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.